Welcome everyone to Train Tuesday. I'm your host Jim Wiggin with Athearn, and so glad to have you here with me. Today we're going to be talking about Athearn HO covered hoppers as well as Athearn Roundhouse extended height 50-foot box cars. Now, if you're catching us on the live feed, thank you for joining us. This is a pre-recorded program. If you're catching us on our YouTube channel, thank you for checking us out. If you like what you see, please give us a like and a subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video from Athearn drops into our channel. Now, every Tuesday we bring you Train Tuesday, and of course every month we bring you new announcements, and we also run a video which is a live video called Athearn Extra. So tonight we're going to be talking about the Athearn 4700 covered hoppers. Now, by the 1970s, both Pullman Standard and American Car and Foundry were dominating the bulk of covered hopper sales. However, FMC, or Food Machinery Corporation, would go on to build an equally popular covered hopper, the 4700 that you see here. While it was very much like the Pullman Standard's 4740 car, the FMC can be distinguished by its 16-side post and a horizontal groove that's running down the middle of each side. In total, FMC built about 7,000 of these, and they were used by many Class 1 railroads, and of course, subsequently through the years, they've been sold to other railroad lines as well, so it's a testament to their longevity. We've got a bunch of different railroads that we're going to be featuring this month. The one that I have here on the screen, if you're not familiar with this car, gives you an idea how detailed these cars really are. This is one that's actually in stock right now. This is the Arthur Farmers Elevator Company, and this is a car that would have been seen in about the late 1970s. And like I said, it is in stock now, so if you like this car, contact your dealer. The item number for this car is ATH 81578. Now let's talk a little bit about the cars that are available for pre-order this month. And remember, you have until Friday, the 6th of October, to place those pre-orders. So here we have the first one is a 1990s era Burlington Northern. Now, a lot of these were originally painted up with the large stylized Burlington Northern logo, but by the 1990s they were simplified a bit, just being Cascade green with reporting marks, and that's what we have here. This is car number 451602, and again, this is a 1990s era car. Now, we're going to be offering these covered hoppers as two separate singles as well as a 3-pack. The other single that we're going to offer with this car is road number 451780. If you go for the 3-pack, the 3-pack will include car numbers 463566, 463572, and 463574. Now, if you really like the Arthur Farmers Elevator Corporation car that I showed you previously, but you're like, yeah, I wish I had something for the 1980s. Well, you do, because this one is a former Arthur Farmers Elevator Corporation. This is a Burlington Northern as well. Again, lettered for the Burlington Northern as it appeared in the 1980s. And this is car number 463565. Additionally, we will offer single car number 463561, and the 3-pack of these relettered, re-stenciled cars will be 860129, 860156, and 860233. So there you've got Burlington Northern for both the 80s as well as the 1990s. Coming up next, we've got something for you modelers again in the 1980s. This is the extra car. Their reporting marks are XTRX, and this is car number 77019. We're also going to offer single car number 77037, and the 3-pack will include car numbers 77023, 77035, and 77041. Next is a Prime for Grime, and I know you guys love Prime for Grime. This is a former Chicago Northwestern now primed and grimed and relettered for the Northwestern Oklahoma Railroad. This is perfect for you guys that are modeling the 1990s. Now, their reporting marks are NOKL, and this is car number 818902. Additionally, we'll be offering car number 818924 as another single, and the three pack will include car numbers 818906, 818914, and 818916. So definitely, you guys I know love those prime for grime cars. All you really need to do is take them out of the package, put a little dull coat on there, and weather them to your heart's content. They really make for a great base model. Going back to 1973 is Cook Industries car. Their reporting marks are UTCX, and this is car number 44245. This is a very early car, so if you're modeling the early 1970s into throughout the 1970s, the Cook Industries car may be for you. We're offering another single, car number 44277, and the three pack will include car numbers 44251, 44263, and 44286. Up next is another Prime for Grime, and the reason why a lot of folks like these Prime for Grimes is because the primary colors have been muted somewhat. They've been faded out already. You don't have to worry about fading these cars out. And then, of course, they've been patched. And this Mid-Iowa Corporation car is no different. This is a 1990s, late 1990s rather, car, and this is car number 2126. Mid-Iowa Corp's reporting mark is RRRX. We're also going to do another single of the Mid-Iowa Corporation, 2140, and a three pack, which will include car numbers 2128, 2132, and 2137. Now, these cars, they're part of the Athearn line, and that doesn't mean that they're short on details. Now, they're not quite Genesis level. They're not going to have the cut levers or the air hoses, among some other things, but they do have some great details. And for most modelers, that's just fine. Whether you're using these on your Fremo modules or your small layout or just doing an impromptu operating session, there's not quite as many details to break off, not quite as delicate as a Genesis car. Now, some of those details that are added to this car include a separately applied brake gear, including the brake wheel housing, chain, brake lever, air reservoir, brake cylinder, and triple valve. They're all going to include 100-ton trucks with 36-inch solid metal nickel silver wheels with the RP25 contours, factory applied roof walk, roof hatch, end letters, details, wire grab irons, just a bunch of stuff. They're also going to include two different outlet grate variations. That's going to depend on the prototype of the car. Of course, they're going to be accurately painted and printed in a highly detailed injection molded body. These are great running cars. They're also going to include see-through etched metal end platforms and the roof walks. So no more plastic roof walks that are just way out of scale. These are metal etched, something that you would see on a higher end car. Now, of course, these are all body mounted couplers, and they are weighted for optimum performance, and they will operate on an 18-inch radius. Now, I really like these cars for operating. If you look behind me on the layout, you can probably see I've got one from the summer releases that just happened this past year. Now, these were announced a couple of years back, and they are still available in your hobby shops. However, they are going quite fast. Now, the pricing on these cars. The Prime for Grime, just because of the nature of the car, they are slightly higher. So if you go for the Prime for Grime single, it's $47.99. If you go for the three pack, they're going to be $124.99. Likewise, if you go for the factory fresh models that are non-Prime for Grime, they are $42.99 individually, $109.99 three pack. Now, please keep in mind that is MSRP, so you need to talk to your dealer about your price on these models. And again, you have until Friday, October 6th, to place your pre-orders on these beautiful FMC 4700 cars. I like them. I mean, obviously, I've got one on my layout behind me, and I don't know. There's something about grain trains, and this is just perfect timing of the year. By the time we're watching this, fall has just started, and of course, if you're in the grain belt, you're probably starting to see an increase in covered hoppers in your area. Let's switch gears a little bit. We're going to go to the Athearn Roundhouse brand, and we're going to be talking about extended height 50-foot box cars. Now, these box cars are part of Roundhouse. They're not going to have as much detail as, say, an Athearn car or Genesis car, but they've got some really great printing. They've got metal wheel sets, body mounted couplers, and accurate paint schemes. So, if you're going to, say, a train show and you're a part of a modular club and you don't want to worry about all those details getting lost, these are the perfect cars to run at those types of shows. Likewise, you might want to operate these on your next operating session because maybe some of your operators are kind of fat fingered and you don't really need to lose all that brake detail on your Genesis cars. These are great models for that. The first one that we have here is the BNSF Railway, and this is lettered and painted for a car that was produced after 2006. Now, we know that because this is the BNSF swoosh or bar paint scheme that was introduced right after 2005. Car number 713125 is pictured here. We're going to be offering this car in two additional singles. 713156 and 713192 are the additional car numbers that we'll be offering. Likewise, we've got that famous TTX Corporation car. This is a 2005 on up paint scheme. Their reporting marks are FBOX, and this is car number 512017. Likewise, we're going to offer this in two additional road numbers, 512093 and 512144 will make up the rest of that set, so you can add all of those cars to your roster. Jumping to 2020, we have the General American Marks Company reporting marks GATX. This is car number 101001. We'll also be offering two additional road numbers, including 101039 and 101078. And then this cool car, International Bridge and Terminal. This is a 2000. This is one of our older ones in this release. Most of these cars are for the 2000s, so for you modern modelers, you'll want to take note of these. The International Bridge and Terminal has a reporting mark of IBT, and this is car number 19400. We'll also be offering two additional singles, 19427 as well as 19466. Some more colorful cars to join for this release. And we're doing some things differently in here too as well. Let's start with our top, and that is the Midwest Rail Corporation. This is a 2010 on up paint scheme. Their reporting marks are MWCX. This is car number 551009. In addition to those, we're going to offer two other cars. Car number 551091 and 551172 will also complete the Midwest Rail Corporation set. Steering over to the Genesee in Wyoming, here's a 2005 on up era paint scheme. Their reporting marks are GNWR, and this is car number 12015. Additionally, we have one more car that we're going to add to this release, and that is car number 12058. And then finally, we see your comments out there in our social media feeds. We see those comments in our email. You guys have been asking for data-only cars, and here you go. Here is a data-only car. It's already been painted. All of the information and data is already there. So whether your railroad is not featured in this run and you'd like to put their reporting marks on this car, or maybe you're a freelancer and you want to put your own logo and reporting marks on here, all you need to do is add those two features to this car and you're ready to go. So some of the features of these cars, and you can see complete details on our website at athearn.com, they're going to have a separately applied brake wheel. They're going to be weighted for optimum performance. And like I said earlier, they're going to include metal wheel sets, which will have the RP25 contours. It means they'll work on both sectional track, flex track, and many different brands of track. All of them will have body-mounted McHenry scale knuckle couplers already installed. And the nice thing about these cars, even though they have molded on detail, they're still really done nicely. They are sharp detail, really nice plastic bodies, and the painting and printing on these is just absolutely phenomenal. Just because they're Roundhouse doesn't mean they're going to have subpar painting and printing. They're going to be just as detailed as far as painting and printing as their Athearn and Genesis cousins. Now, for you that are wondering what's the minimum radius on these cars, you can run these down to an 18-inch radius. So even folks with the smallest railroad, you can go ahead and run these without any issues. MSRP on these individual cars is $27.99. Again, that is MSRP. So contact your dealer for your price. And again, you only have a few more days to pre-order both the Athearn Roundhouse 50-foot extended height box cars, as well as the Athearn HO 4700 covered hoppers. That's coming right up Friday the 6th. The end of the day, all pre-orders close. And if you don't pre-order, you probably know the drill. You're going to have to hope and wait and see if you can grab one of the ones that somebody else in pre-order. So do yourself a favor. If you like these cars, go ahead and place a pre-order with your dealer. And they are current ETAs about January 2025, so a little over a year. Well, that's all I have for you for this episode of Train Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed the information. Like I said, if you like our YouTube channel and you like the content, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you know every time we've got a new video that drops in. That's all I've got for you this time. Until next time, everyone out there, be happy, be healthy, be safe, do some good modeling, and above all,